All right, Shalom. I'd like to start up by saying Ka Halayim La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harakak Radash Ma'amath. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone and my elder Heroin as well. Salutations to the Arkin that are pushing this truth and sincerity and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, I'm Kanaksa Ambar Yasha Allah from the Lions of the Yasha Allah camp, and this is another Lions Den News and Prophecy. Lord willing, this lesson edifying and serves purpose for the hopeful elect, the ones that truly believe in the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right. And this article says 5 major threats to U.S. national security in 2024. And what stands out about this article is, Elder Apostle Tahar deemed 2024 to be the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, and plagues coming on in the United States will be part of that, because majority of the salvation is going to come out of Babylon the Great, which is America. So a lot of people are saying 2024 is going to be really rough. So we gotta build ourselves, ground ourselves in faith, and hold tight, and be wise and fervent in spirit as we face these adversities of these upcoming events that are being sent by Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And He's already given us the mindset to endure, but we are still human, and sometimes we relapse into carnal thinking. But we got the Spirit and the brethren and the brotherhood to help us back into what reality truly is. All right, So, Lord willing, this lesson to edify and serve His purpose for the hopeful elect, the ones that truly believe in the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. It says, the year is looking to be a tumultuous one for the United States security, with ongoing conflicts in Ukraine and Israel, growing unrest in the Middle East, and Indo-Pacific, and upcoming presidential elections that may stir the domestic strife. All right. It says the Department of Homeland Security, in its Homeland Threat Assessment for 2024, released in September, predicted a slew of issues staring down the country. All right. What does that sound like? What Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai said, He shall send plagues upon the earth. All right. He shall send plagues in Egypt, which is, spiritually America. It says those include terrorism, both foreign and domestic, adversaries targeting critical infrastructure, an aggressive China, and an election cycle that will be a key event for possible violence and foreign influence targeting our election infrastructure, processes, and personnel. It says, here are 5 major threats to United States security to watch closely in 2024. Before I read the article, I'm going to go into the 5s. Okay, number 1 is the expansion of Israel-Hamas war. Number 2, it says conflict over Taiwan. Number 3, expansion of Russia-Ukraine war. Number 4, domestic extremist group attacks. Number 5, outside election interference. All right. So those are the 5 things that they deemed are going to be the critical things that put a risk to homeland security in the United States. All right. So starting with number 1, it says expansion of the Israel-Hamas war. The fight between Israel and Hamas in Gaza strips in the Gaza Strip has shown no signs of slowing down since the Palestinian terrorism group first attacked the country October 7th, triggering a brutal Israeli air and ground campaign in retaliation. Gaza's health ministry estimates more than 22,000 Palestinians have been killed in Gaza since October 7th. More than 2/3 of them women and children. It says the human toll has enraged nearby Arab nations, including Iran, Lebanon, and Houthis in Yemen, and up pressure from the West to scale back the war. The conflict several times has threatened to tip into a wider war that engulfs the Middle East, most recently with an attack on a Hamas office in Lebanon that killed a senior leader of the group Tuesday. Lebanese Prime Minister Najib Mikati called it a new Israeli crime that aimed to drag Lebanon into a new phase of confrontation. In the Red Sea, escalating Houthi attacks on cargo ships, at least 17 so far, have disrupted key global shipping routes and stoked fears that the United States could get pulled into a larger conflict. Right, it said the least of them shall draw him out. Draw who out? The king of Babylon. This we're witnessing Yahweh Shema Shai dragging out America and making them fight on multiple fronts. All right. So basically, this is Yahweh Shema Shai bringing plagues on the earth. It says, Washington late last year assembled a multinational naval coalition to offer protection to shipping vessels traveling through the region. But President Biden has stressed he wants to avoid direct military confrontation with Houthis. It says, that changed Sunday when U.S. Navy forces sunk 3 Houthi boats that attacked a container ship, killing all the crew on the vessels. United States forces also continue to come under attack at outposts in Iraq and Syria, with dozens of rocket or drone attacks aimed at American troops in response to Washington's support for Israel in its war against Hamas. All right, so now America is being guilty by association with these and being allied with these other nations like Israel, Ukraine, and Taiwan. And these are all pulling America into a full-fledged world war. And it's ultimately going to lead to the destruction of Babylon the Great, which is America, man. And this is all being done by Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It says conflicts over Taiwan. It says even after a high-profile meeting between Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping in November, tensions continue to simmer over the self-governing island of Taiwan, which China hopes to bring under its control. Those tensions have spiked ahead of the 2013 Taiwanese presidential preliminary election, which the United States is watching closely. While Washington ostensibly recognizes Beijing's One China policy, it provides major support to Taipei and is legally bound to provide the island with weapons and equipment to defend itself. That's another way of pulling America into another war. Under Xi, China has steadily increased pressure on Taiwan via intense war games and other military activity around the island. The United States, in turn, has increased its naval transit through the Taiwan Strait, which China maintains that it controls. Biden on several occasions has also said that Washington would defend on Taipei should Beijing seek military conflict. The tit for tat reached a crescendo in August 2022 when the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi visited Taiwan, prompting a retaliation from China that included a massive military exercise, firing missiles over the island and cutting official military communication channels with the Pentagon. It said the communication channels have since been restored, but Xi has only doubled down on his ambition on Taiwan. The reunification of the motherland is a historical inviolability, said Xi. She said in the New Year's address Sunday. All right, so another thing that America's involved with, funding aid and support of another war. Right, so we're witnessing the America being stretched thin, and the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, is going to send plagues upon the earth. All right, it says expansion of Russia-Ukraine war. Russia continues to provide Ukraine with billions of dollars worth of equipment and military exercise in the fight with Russia. But United States public support for the war has frayed in the past year, and Russian President Vladimir Putin stands to benefit. Russian messaging has focused on justifying its aggression, seeking to reduce U.S. diplomatic support for Kyiv, and encouraging divisions among the diverse set of global partners that are helping Ukraine, according to DHS. All right. And we know all what this is about. This is Russia protecting its borders because of the influences of the West. Once again, all being done by the will of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. How much more do I want to get on this? I'll get a little bit more. This article's long, though. It says, malicious cyber activity targeting the United States has increased since the beginning of the Russia-Ukraine conflict, and DHS expects that to continue as the war drags on. Pro-Russia cyber criminal groups such as Killnet collaborate to conduct disruptive denial of service attacks on other potentially disruptive attacks against the United States government system and or transportation and healthcare sectors, according to the threat assessment report. Moscow has also started the new year with an intense bombardment campaign against Ukraine, most recently hammering Kyiv with missiles and drones Tuesday morning. All right, the large-scale attack, which included several other cities and about 100 missiles, killed at least 5 people and injured nearly 130 others, and is part of a deadly arsenal tit for tat between the two countries. And it's going to continue to be going back and forth, and it's going to draw America and NATO into the war. So hopefully, man, like Apostle Bahar said, hopefully this is the year of the hopeful, time of Jacob's trouble, which within the time of Jacob's trouble, Scripture says we shall be saved out of it. Lord willing, I'm part of that number. All right. It's a domestic extremist group attacks. And the last one is outside election interference. And these are the plagues, in a nutshell, that the Lord sending on the earth, plus many, many, many more. It's going to be earthquakes, famine, uproars of the people, but that has a lot to do with like domestic extremist group attacks. You have America divided in sections. You have your letter people, you have your religious people, you have your militant people, you have your militias. We have all types of different groups of individuals that cause segregation in the United States, and it's going to also end up into uproars of the people, man. Sedition among men. Let me get the scripture real quick. This 2nd Ezra chapter 16 verse 1. It says, "Woe unto thee, Babylon and Asia, and woe unto thee, Egypt and Assyria." So it's not only judgment's not only going to Babylon, judgment's going to other places too. Even though America is spiritually Egypt also. It says, "Gird up yourselves with cloth of sack, with clothes of sack, and and hair. Bewail your children, and so and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. And the destruction of this place is at hand. Thus saith the Lord. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Right. And like Yahushua said, when he come to the earth, if the fire already be kindled, what is his will? Not to put it out, to add more to the fire, to add more fire. It said, a sword is sent among you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Ain't nobody gonna quench it, because Yahweh Shema Shai is sending that fire. Plagues are sent up unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May a man drive away a hungry lion in the woods, or may one quench the fire in the stubble when it has begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot from a strong archer? Right, you can't. That's like when the baby's being born, you can't push it back in the womb. Once these prophecies start coming off the path, that's it. There's no turning anything back. The Lord's word is not going to return unto him void, man. It says, verse 8, the mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it, man? It says, verse 10, it says, he shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly broken into powder at his presence, man? The earth quaketh, and the foundation thereof of the sea rises up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord and before the glory of his power. Right? And so everybody's going to be running around here troubled at the time when this comes upon the earth. And we're witnessing it coming upon the earth now. Look what happened. As soon as the whole New Year thing hit, so-called New Year, which is just not a real New Year, but it's going to according to their fiscal calendar. But what happened? Massive earthquakes in Japan, causing tsunamis. These are the plagues that Yahweh Shem Yahushai is bringing upon the earth, and there's nobody that can turn them back. The only thing we can do is be prepared in Yahweh Shem Yahushai when he shows up. That's why we got to do this work if you're men. Be out here presenting your body as a living sacrifice, and it's ultimately about having faith and believing in Yahweh Shai all the way to the end. And not making your mind get torn apart trying to worry about what's going on in this place. That's why we got to get our mind out of this place, man, because Yahweh Shai is going to destroy this place. And if our mind's stuck on this place, we're going to be destroyed right along with it. So we might as well maintain focus on Yahweh Shai and just leave it at that, But the Lord has been sending fire to this place, man. It's been sending destruction. All right. So like how Apostle DeHart said, deeming this to be the 2024 to be the hopeful year of the time of Jacob's trouble, saying that basically we need to prepare ourselves because everybody's faith is going to be tested. All right, Lord willing, this lesson to edify and serve his purpose. With that, I like Sekah Halayim La Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Harakah Kodash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone, and my elder Herwan as well. Salutations to the Arkin that are pushing the truth to sincerity and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Shalom.